outcomes are amazing, but we didn't know how to price it and we didn't know how to put it together.
If you're providing something that's truly transformational to people, that's a priceless outcome. I mean, if you're saving someone's marriage, that's priceless. If you're helping people start a business, that's priceless, because without that, they're completely stuck.
Helping me figure out the value that I have so that I can help them see the value that they have so that they can make enough money that they aren't skimming money out of their personal budget or retirement funds to go work for somebody else. That was one of the big wins that we got straight out of the gate with COD.
Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Russ with another banger for you today. Today, we have one of our incredible clients who has an amazing offer. They're doing some incredible work in the world, and I want you to hear what they're doing so that you guys can learn from it. As you know, the purpose of this YouTube channel is just to pull back the curtain and show you what is working right now in 2025 to enroll high-ticket coaching clients into your business. So we're pulling back the curtain. We're showing you everything that we've learned from over $100 million in high-ticket coaching sales. And by the way, guys, there's three things that I'm never going to ask you to compromise on: your income, your freedom, and your impact. You really need to have a business that works to maximize all three of those things at the same time. We want to help you hit the income goals that you're shooting for. We want to help you create the level of freedom that you want to create in your life. We also want to help you make that impact that you were born to make. So my guest today is someone who is absolutely doing that. She's changing lives all over America and all over the world. So please give a warm welcome to Robyn Dykstra. Robyn, what's going on?
Hey, so good to be with you. Thanks for letting me come on and talk to you.
Oh, it's so good to see you. It's so great. You guys are like our favorites. So, I'm happy to have you on here.
I do like being a favorite.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. So why don't we start out, just like break down for everybody the work that you do in your own words, because it's very cool and I think it's very unique.
Yeah, it is very cool. We are living our frosting life. This is our retirement years, so this is very cool for us. For years, Dave and I have been in full-time ministry as speakers and authors. I write, Dave does all the things that keep me out of jail. And so we travel all over the United States, teaching the Bible, telling my story. We speak at 40 live events a year. It's a full-time job. And a couple years ago, the Lord just dropped into my spirit that he wanted me to multiply the messengers with the gospel. And so I thought, I kind of thought I was, and he wanted me to train other women to do what I do. So we created this course called Christian Speakers Boot Camp, and I, in 8 weeks, train women how to write an amazing signature talk, how to market that talk to event planners, how to find places to speak, how to price themselves, and how to make sustainable income from a speaking ministry. So that's what I do.
That's super cool. That's super cool, because there's so many people that need that. They feel called to share their message. They feel like there's something on their heart that they want to put out there in the world, but it just doesn't even occur to them. Could I actually do this as, part of my business? Is this something that I could actually do and get paid to do in a real and powerful way?
Actually, that was one of the reasons we looked at COD, because turns out you've got to have the right mindset about money to make money. And I didn't have it. So when we came to you, one of the, sure, there were systems and frameworks and super supportive, but one of the main things that we are so appreciative of is helping us have the right thinking about the value that we bring and the way that we help people. Our outcomes are amazing, but we didn't know how to price it and we didn't know how to put it together. And that was one of the big wins that we got straight out of the gate with COD.
That's huge. And by the way, we go through that with all of our clients. I don't think there's anybody that we work with that comes to us and is like, yeah, my stuff is worth $1 bajillion. Like everyone always undervalues what it is that they've got. But like one of the things that I think every coach, every author, every speaker, every expert needs to know that if you're providing something that's truly transformational to people, That's a priceless outcome. I mean, if you're saving someone's marriage, that's priceless. If you're helping people start a business, that's priceless. If you're helping these women figure out exactly what they want to say and exactly how they want to say it and actually turn that into an income stream, that's priceless, because without that, they're completely stuck. So it's not just you guys, it's everybody that we work with. You know, we it's almost like we need to introduce our clients into the truth about their own value. You know what I mean? Like, no, what you do is really valuable and it's really worth something.
That is so true, and it translates to my clients too. We, none of us that do what I do are in it for the money. We just aren't. I mean, not going to turn it down, but how do we put a value on what we do? And so helping me figure out the value that I have to help them so that I can help them see the value that they have so that they can make enough money that they aren't that they aren't skimming money out of their personal budget or retirement funds to go work for somebody else. It's been just a watershed moment, just so good.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Okay, so obviously when you guys came to me and we had our first conversation, you guys were undercharging. What else were you guys struggling with in terms of the business at that time?
Yeah, client acquisition is always a heavy lift. And after I had talked all my friends into letting me practice on them, it was hard to find clients. So client acquisition was a huge thing. And we'd done a lot of coaching. I think we should. I always tell my girls, you should always be paying someone to torture you. Okay, so when we came, we we were under that launch mentality, and that is just exhausting. And this is our second full-time job, so we couldn't put all our eggs in the launch basket. And then we tried the buy a thing for $7 and then upgrade to a $47. And then, golly, I'm going to die before those people, or maybe have a birthday before the people get nurtured into the kind of investment that they need to make to create a sustainable speaking ministry. So we learned a lot of things that did work, but we also unlearned some things that were not serving us well at all.
Mm. Tell me about that.
Well, like we thought we couldn't charge much for our program, that there was just like a cap, and that if we charge more than that, and we got a lot of pushback,
Mm.
from friends. And some of the things that I've learned in COD is people cheer you on until you start to make it. And then when you start having some level of success, they are still happy for you, but it reminds them that they aren't doing what they are supposed to be doing. And so they
Right.
want to kind of, for your own good, manage your expectations and make sure that you're not getting too big for your britches. And it can be challenging to overcome that, those loving comments and still press in and go hard after the thing that we know we're supposed to do.
So my kids are obsessed with Harry Potter. They're in that Harry Potter phase. And I don't know if you've seen it or whatever, but the wizards have their own wizarding world. And then everybody that's not a part of that world, they call them muggles. And I feel sometimes that when you're really doing online coaching at the highest level, where you've got this business that you can scale and you're delivering your business online so you can travel and you can do the things you want to do, you kind of almost feel like you're a wizard and everyone else is a muggle and they're just not going to understand the world that you're living in? So part of the experience that people have at COD, at least I think, is it's refreshing to be around other people on the same journey as you. Because I remember when I was doing this, and my dad owned his own business and understood entrepreneurship, but what I was doing was a complete and total mystery to him. So I would be like, yeah, dad, we enrolled, whatever. We enrolled 20 clients this month at 10K. We did it. We had a $200,000 month or whatever. And he'd be like, oh, that's great, son. I'm proud of you. But you could you could just tell it was like, Dad, I just sprouted a tree out of my head. Isn't that great? Like it was like that level of just like like it didn't fully compute. And it wasn't until he started coming with us to like our events and actually seeing the clients and seeing what we did that finally I think it clicked and he was like, okay, I totally understand what my son is doing. But yeah, for normal people living a normal life, the only way you're going to make more money is if you get a raise or if you get a promotion or you know what I mean? Or you take home a bigger paycheck. When you're running an online coaching business, it's like you, in a lot of ways, I don't want to say have the ability to write your own ticket, but you kind of have the ability to write your own ticket. And I just think that's so far outside the realm of reality for most people that they kind of just don't know how to compute. Even if they love you, even if they have your best intentions at heart, even if they want the best for you, there's still part of them that's just like, I don't really get it, you know?
I do. And I come from a long line of hardworking knuckleheads. I do. You go in, you
Right.
punch in, you get your money, and you go. And they couldn't understand this risk I was taking. And that's another thing that I learned kind of by accident in a group coaching call when we were in with you, the COD or Lions Pride, is there is no guarantee. If I have that job working as a teacher or a plumber or an electrician, I could still get laid off. I don't
Hmm.
have any more guarantee of that paycheck working for someone else than I do making it on my own. But I have a much bigger capacity to run my own schedule and create my own margin and live my own dream than I do if I worked for somebody else.
I think that myth is still baked into American culture in some ways. It's that myth of you graduate from high school, you study hard, you go to a good college, you get a job right out of college working for some corporation or something like that. You work there for 40 years, you retire with a pension, and everything's fine. And I'm like, that just doesn't exist anymore. And it hasn't
Right.
existed for a long time. But I think
Yeah.
subconsciously, that myth is still there. Like I went to college, I went to UCLA, I got a bachelor's degree in theater. Let me tell you how many doors that opened. But right? But it's like, I talk to people sometimes who live in this world who have built multi-million dollar coaching businesses, and I'm like, why are you going to make your kids go to college when your kids could just literally come and intern with you and learn a skill that could make them millions of dollars a year? Why are they going to go to college and get a degree in, Greek, Aztec poetry?
Yeah,
And then, you know what I mean? And then
I
try to
do.
go out there into the job market. And meanwhile, you're, $250,000, $300,000 in debt paying for their education. But it's so persistent and so baked into American culture that it's just like, no, 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 you have to go to college. You have to go to college. So I do feel like there's great value being a part of a community of people that are just living on sort of a different level by a
Yeah.
different set of expectations. Because
Yeah.
if you've set the goal, Robin, to have $100,000 a month and you only get to 80,000 and you come to the Q&A call and it's like, Robin, why are you pissed? Why are you upset? And you're like, man, we only did 80 grand this month. This sucks. You know what I mean? Like normal people are gonna be like, what? But the people on the
Right.
Q&A call at Clients on Demand will be like, totally. Yeah, that's rough.
I get
So,
it. Yeah. Well, I'm not there yet, but we
right.
we are just really changing so many people's lives, and I think it was what I liked so much too about the clients on demand whole program is that it's not just woo woo, you can do it, chant and look in the mirror and tell yourself you're amazing. There are so specific strategies and frameworks and protocols. And if you do the thing, you will be successful at your thing. And not only just do the thing, but set the thing up and let me check your work. That is
Right.
mind blowing. That is mind blowing. Like you'll look at my video and see, you'll look at my ad and see, you will check my work. Stop it. I mean, where do you get that? I don't know anybody else who does that. I can access a guru, but they can only tell me what to do. They aren't going to tell me maybe even how to do it. This is another thing that I love about you is that you share your secrets. You share your secrets. Like we like when we first got in, it was a little overwhelming
Sure.
because we came from such a different world. And we were like, yeah, we are just like, there's a lot. And you got on a call with us. I mean, you got on a call with us and got us like we were climbing. We were pretty high up the crazy tree, you know? And you said, okay, let's just look at this. And turns out, you're like, look at your numbers. And when I came, I didn't know what a KPI was. I thought it was a cookie. And so we were looking at our numbers, and you're like, your numbers are good. You just need to do more of them. And this is how you can do it. And we were like, oh my gosh, we can breathe. The access, not just to your team and all their genius with ad writing and sales and closing and client acquisition and setting up the right frameworks and telling yourself the right thing, but access to you, that's amazing.
Thank you. I mean, like that's the thing though. I don't understand how other coaching companies don't do that. Like, so for me, I'm like, look, if I'm a coach, what's my job? My job is to get you results. Now, look, I'm
Yeah.
not God. I'm not a genie. If you're gonna fight me every step of the way, I can't like drag you kicking and
Right.
screaming into success, right? I
Yeah.
can't do that. But it's my job to hold up my side of the street better than
Mm,
anyone else in this industry. And that means if you're willing to show up and you're willing to do the
yeah.
work, like we will be there for you, we'll guide you, we'll coach you, we'll look at your stuff. And it just blows my mind that other companies aren't like that. Like I don't get it. It's like they're so focused on cash and they're so focused on profit and they're so focused on marketing that it's like, look, in my book, if you own any kind of like let's say you own a donut store, right? Your number one job is to make the best donuts anyone ever tasted. That's your number one job. If
Right.
you have a coaching company, your number one job is to get kick butt results for your clients.
Yeah.
Period. End of story. So I think that's got to be the North Star. Everything has to start there or you're gonna build essentially a house of cards where you're not really investing in the results and the success of your clients. So I
Well, I
love
think
that,
that's,
Robyn. And you guys
yeah,
took advantage of all those things.
we do. And as evidenced, I'm in a like little cohort. When you sign up, you get
Yeah.
you get put in a little group with other people. And there's a chick in my group that has been with you since 2017. 2017.
Wow.
I'm like, what? She's like, oh yeah, oh yeah. And she's just chugging right along. And
Nice.
she that longevity with that client, no churn, you know?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's that was so like put a pin in that. When I can have
Yeah.
clients who would stick with me for that long because I continue to show up and I continue to bring value and I continue to be their best cheerleader. I mean, you do what you tell us to do and you just model it with such integrity and humility is just very compelling. And
Oh
I don't
man.
know why other guys don't do it. Maybe it's just too inconvenient, but other guys haven't been around as long as you, and other
Yeah.
guys aren't going to last as long as you. And it's very compelling.
Thank you. That's awesome. So okay. So you started doing this, you started bringing clients in. Like how does the business feel now today compared to how it felt before?
Yeah,
We don't need to get into like metrics and all that
yeah,
stuff, but
yeah.
just like how do you and your husband feel running this thing?
It's so good. We came with Dave and I. I
Yeah.
mean, I did all the talking and all the writing, and he did all the icky stuff, like, all that. And then we had one girlfriend who kind of helped us figure out some things. And now we have a team of 10. So, one of the things that really created so much relief and margin was we worked like mad people, mad woman, like a girl with her hair on fire for the first, I don't know, first maybe 5 or 6 months just to put all the things in places. But we started bringing team members on because turns out they're, and you don't have to admit this, but they are better at the thing that they do than I am.
Yeah.
We've got
Yep.
a we've got a girl who came on, and She's our crazy tree coach. We don't actually call her that. But there are girls there are women who come into our program and they get overwhelmed and they're like, I don't know, it's a lot. And our success coach just gets on a call with them and soothes them out and gives them tips and tricks and tools and whatever. And we've got a whole team of women who work one-on-one with all of our clients to write their talk so that there is complete confidence that when they graduate after 8 weeks, this talk rocks. This talk changes lives. This talk is, you are saying exactly the right thing, exactly the right way. We have put our seal of approval on it. Go tell what the Lord has done for you. And it just, my gosh, when I was coaching all those people, I just want, ugh. My coaches do it so much faster. They do it so much
Right.
better. And it gives me the margin to do the things that I really like to do. So I don't feel like I'm on a hamster wheel trying to do all the things by myself. And I know that's not for everybody, but we have a big dream. We have a big goal and we can't do it with just the three of us. Dave and I just couldn't do it on our own, even with another helper. So we needed a team and we are going to keep growing until the whole world knows.
That is so cool. Cause I mean, your what they call total addressable market is massive. There's so
It
many
is.
people that want to do what you do, Robyn, and they
Yep.
want to tell their story in a rich and compelling way and
Right.
turn that into a career. And you're helping people do that. And it's this like
Mm-hmm.
amazing and beautiful thing. So I always tell people, look, I geek out on my clients' results, but I really geek out on my clients' results, right? Like,
Right.
like all the women that you're helping, I think about like Dr. Becky in Millionaire Alliance. She's the one that's helping dyslexic kids learn to read. Like, I
Yep.
mean, come on. If I play even a small part in that, like I'm
Yeah.
good. I feel like I did, I feel like I did something good
Right.
with my life.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've helped, the first year we did this, the first year we offered this program, I think we trained 14 or 16 people. And we've trained hundreds now, just
Wow.
hundreds now.
Wow.
And we got a jump start, but you really helped. I mean, we came in with some things in place, but you really leveled us up and got us to the place where we are not just getting the clients, we are fulfilling their expectations and we are sending them out equipped and ready to go. And they are so happy. They are so happy to
Mm.
leave with this peace in place, knowing what they are supposed to do.
That is so cool. That is so, so cool.
Hmm.
Robyn, so like if there's someone watching this and they're considering working with COD, what would you say to them?
Yeah, do it. Just do it. There's no way you can not succeed if you do the work. I mean,
Mm.
don't come in if you're just going to be. There are clients of mine. Just do it and do what they tell you to do. When you invest, why would you invest that money and then not do what they tell you to do? So you can trust them. They're good people. They have good systems. They have good frameworks. They have your best in mind. There's just this much risk, and that risk is yourself.
Right.
Everything else will be taken care of.
I love that. Thank you so much. Guys, look, you heard it from her. If you want to come and work with us so we can help you get your high ticket offers off the ground, sell them consistently, and make that impact you were born to make, check out the link in the description of this video. And I'm also going to put a link to Robyn's stuff in the link in the description of this video as well. If you are a woman and you feel God calling you to speak and to tell your story at a higher level, definitely, definitely, definitely check out Robyn's work because she can help you take that to the next level.
Thanks, Russ.
Robyn, thank you so much. You're the best.
Great to be with you. Have a great day.
All right, superstars, thanks for tuning in with me today, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.